right, Anita. Well, thank you. Appreciate you for doing this.
Oh, you're welcome.
Why don't we start off with you telling me about who you are, where you're from, and a little bit about what you love to do.
Well, I'm from New York. I live in Westchester, and what I love to do is travel. And I love summers, so I love to go to the beach, um, and pretty much be with friends.
Good. And then could you tell us about the story of your vertigo from the very beginning and what led you to call us?
Well, I've been coming here for many years, as you know, and I've always found it so very helpful. And I have experienced vertigo in the past when I was working, and it was minor. And you had helped me one other time with it. So you adjusted my ears and positioning and stuff and got rid of the crystals that were causing it. And then one day I was coming up back to my co op and made a turn, sharp turn, and it hit me so badly. I had a very, very severe case. And it put me on the floor, and I almost passed out. I was probably awake, but I just hit the floor. So it was so bad that I really couldn't stand up or walk. I did get into my building and my apartment, and the next day I called you. And the first thing the doctor did was to give me meclizine for vertigo.
Yeah.
But I knew I couldn't stay on that. And I also knew that I wanted to make sure that these crystals that were loose in my head would go away because I was traveling shortly after that. And so I came here. And you spotted it instantly. You could see what was wrong. And I think I came here, I want to say two, maybe three times. And that was it. It took care of it.
Absolutely. What were you missing out on, or what did this injury stop you from doing before coming to see us?
Well, vertigo is a thing that comes and goes, and it's positional. So you can have a little bit. I mean, a lot of people experience it when they feel a little dizzy walking around the corner, or they sit up quick in bed, and you could get a little vertigo. So it didn't really stop me from doing anything until this severe attack happened. And what it did was the medication I took helped it, but it didn't give me the feeling that it was gone. It was just it was like just making it not so. I was so nauseous and dizzy. Um, so it really stops you from doing a lot of things because you're afraid to go out. You're afraid it's going to happen while you're out, and that's the problem. It's like you need to get to the cause of it more than just medicate it.
Right, right. And it sounds like I think from the previous times that you have come to see us for something else, that I think you've always had that little bit of vertigo in you, but this time just it kind of blew up over.
Yes,
over
and when I
that
told you
incident.
about it at one time, you checked and you said, "Well, I don't see it right now." And then another time, when I had had an experience with it, you gave me the positional treatment, and this third time, I mean, I've had it occasionally in between, but this third time was when it really became. And I
Yeah.
know you could help, so
Right.
that's why I said, I got to come in.
Yeah, yeah, and I've never seen you in that bad of a shape with the verticos that you kind of complain about, where Hoda had to bring you in and kind of drive you, and
Yes. Oh yeah, I was afraid to
you were
drive
just in rough shape the first time I saw you after that incident.
after that incident. Yeah.
That and you responded really quick within the next 2 or 3 weeks in terms of getting back after each visit. I was, I have to say, I was thoroughly surprised by how quick you responded, given the
Yes.
severity.
I honestly didn't. I mean, I knew that those positions that you put me in, and the head tilts, and all of the things that you did, um, would help the vertigo because it helped once before. I didn't realize how quickly it would stabilize my inner ear problem. And I had motion sickness as a kid, so I think I always had that little balance issue in my ears. But yeah, whatever you did, or however you treated it, moved me into the areas where it just, I don't know what you'd call it. It just leveled me out to the point where I didn't have it anymore. I don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
Not that it might not come back. Vertigo is like that.
Yeah.
It's not a permanent cure.
Exactly.
But it can be treated. So that's important.
And that are you able to function with most of or kind of go about your day with almost all the things, or be able to do all the things that you normally do without having to think about if I can do this, with that sort of bring the vertigo back on at this point?
No, at this point, I don't worry about it. I'm very aware of it. I don't think you're ever not aware of it. But no, it's not a concern.
Now that you've experienced empowerment physical therapy, if your friend or family member has a vertigo and they were procrastinating over coming to see us, what would you tell them about us?
Well, that you're very accepting and open and accommodating. So if they're at all skeptical or they're all at all afraid, there's no reason to be. And with vertigo, it's just simply getting the treatment as quickly as you can so that it'll go away. But as far as coming here, this is a very, very easy place to come to. It's not a lot to pick up the phone and just call. You take in people very easily. So it's not like some other physical therapy places where it becomes a big deal.
Right, or you have to wait for months to get the first appointment in.
Right, or they question you about everything, or if you're coming in for something, they'll treat you for whatever it is you want to be treated for.
Of all the things you've enjoyed coming to see us, what do you like about the most?
Oh, well, you and Dr. M.
Appreciate that.
Oh yeah, this is a great crew here. This is like the most fun physical therapy place there is, because we always talk and laugh and get the job done.
Absolutely. And what would you say to anyone who is watching this video who's currently skeptical or nervous about, or just undecided about whether or not this is something that they should consider?
Oh, you should always consider it. I mean, it's non-surgical, non-invasive, something that'll help you physically. So whether it's massage or back or cupping or whatever it is, absolutely, this is kind of the place to come before you have to get any kind of treatment for things.
And what has changed in your life since coming to see us, as you continue to see us for other things? And now what are you able to do now that you couldn't do before?
Well, I can continue to do what I did before. It's not like I did it, and then when I had a problem doing it, I would come to you and then go back to doing it. So it's not about doing more than I did before, but it's being very comfortable with what I want to do, whether it's travel or exercise or whatever it is.
What was the most valuable takeaway from your experience thus far?
That I ended up better off. Feel better.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad. Is there anything else that you would like our viewers or listeners to know about us that you think they should know as they're in the process of looking for a PT place for them, and they're getting back into the things that they want to be able to do?
Well, I know people like to maybe call a few places, but I would definitely come visit here. Just come. You don't even have to make an appointment, I think, with you. You can just come in the door, see what it looks like, see how many people are here, meet you, meet Dr. M, and then, have a discussion. It's not like you have to make an appointment and get it all figured out and then say, no, thanks, I want to go somewhere else, or I want another opinion.
Yep.
It's easy to come here. I don't know why. You make it very comfortable.
Appreciate that.
Welcome.
And that's what we do. That's what we do, to kind of, kind of sit down, have a conversation, and see if this is a good fit for us, and that if we can help.
Right. Yeah. Just come in. If you're afraid to call, or it's hard to call, just come in.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You.
Oh, very glad to do it.